Hello, welcome. It's finally time. How are you all doing? I have my Donna's in the house. Hey, Lee. Novala, of course. Thank you for joining me. I'm so excited you're all here. Um, and but let's see, anyone else new? But thanks so much for joining me. I know I've been kind of talking about this a lot and kind of teasing it a little bit. You're probably sick of hearing me talk about it, but I'm so happy you're here and it's finally time. So I'm very excited about what I'm going to talk about tonight. And I have a couple things I'll show you. I hope you'll be excited about it. But one thing I always wanted to ask everyone is where you're watching from. I'm in San Diego, as a lot of you know. So it's, 5 o'clock here in San Diego, but where are you from? Hey, Chris. Hey, Carla. Thanks for joining me. Hey, Annette, how are you doing? Anyway, if you feel like putting that in there, that'd be awesome to know. I don't know. I know a lot of people watch me from Canada, which is kind of cool, but that's like really late there. So South Carolina, that's awesome. Hey, thanks, Donna. Chicago, Novala. My dad was from Chicago. He lived there for a long time. Atlanta. Oh my gosh, Rome, Georgia. Hey, Lee. Hey, LC. Thanks for joining us. Oh, that's awesome. Montana. Oh, that's cool, Donna. It's nice. It's like fun to see where everyone's from, because I never know, So, hey, Michelle's from Texas. Hey, Michelle. Thanks for joining. Susan is in New York. Awesome. So there's a lot of, Tennessee. Dot from East Tennessee. A lot of East Coast people. Cool. Northeast Ohio. That's cool. Illinois. Oh, that's so fun. That's awesome. Reno? That's cool. McLovin is in Reno. No wonder your name is McLovin. My gosh. Well, thanks for sharing, everybody. And that's from New York. That's so cool. Marilee's from Alabama. Oh, that's awesome. I like Alabama football. That's cool. Quebec, Canada. Awesome. Pennsylvania. Thanks for sharing, everybody. Oh, that's fun. Well, I'll get started and kind of talk about why we're all here. Sally's from Maine. That's so cool. Thanks, Sally. Well, welcome everyone again. Thanks so much for joining me on this kind of big presentation I have. I got to tell you, I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm very, very excited. So please bear with me if I kind of freak out a little bit, but I don't think I'll freak out. So anyway, but I want to thank you just for kind of being on all of these lives with me. And that's actually kind of a big part of why of what I have to share with you, kind of my big idea. So it has to do a lot with you and our awesome interaction and these live videos and your awesome comments and your great questions. So that plays a big part. So I'm very glad that you're all here and have a chance to talk to you about this. So, we got some from Brazil. That's so cool. South Carolina. All right. Well, there's a lot of people here. That's so cool. Awesome. Okay. Well, before I get into exactly what I'm going to share, I want to talk about a little bit of a backstory that goes into this. And I've been teaching paint pouring for quite a while now. And I was teaching, before the world went all crazy. I had about 4 or 5 classes that I taught. They were each around one specific technique in each class. And I taught about 3 or 4 different places around San Diego. So they were all in-person classes. They were really fun. I loved doing them. I taught hundreds of people, actually. I added them up. I was surprised how many people I actually taught paint pouring to. I was going along doing that. I was uploading some YouTube videos and things and doing some painting for myself. But then, of course, as we all know, everything went nuts and everything shut down. And I didn't paint anymore, or I didn't teach anymore. Teaching was over because I couldn't go to any of these venues to teach my classes. So, that was kind of a drag, but, it was what it was at the time. And so I just kind of painted for myself, and I kept uploading videos to YouTube and things like that. And just doing my own thing. But then I thought, I kind of missed the teaching, and, interacting with the students and things like that. And I thought, I could probably do the same thing just online. I have video cameras, and I know how to do video. I wasn't exactly like excited about live streaming. That kind of terrified me, actually, or being on camera, because all my videos up till that point were not on camera. I did not like, in person is one thing, but like on camera, that's another thing. So, anyway, but this idea kept rolling around. I was like, yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I can teach over the internet. I could teach on a website. So I created the Acrylic Pouring Academy.com website, which I'm sure a lot of you have seen. You've maybe gone there and downloaded one of my cheat sheets, like my canvas coverage cheat sheet, or my pouring journal page. So you might be familiar with that website. And so I built the website, and the whole point of the website was going to be, I'll make courses, and I'll just, film myself doing the techniques, kind of like I was doing the classes in person. I just do it kind of that way, and share all of my tips and my systems and everything that I would do in class. And I just film it, and then I'd have a course. And so I was like, yes, that's good. So I made a little course. It was my first course was the mini course. It was the Foolproof Pouring mini course, which is really an introductory course for people that have really never painted or done paint pouring before. And so they could kind of make their first paintings with a very easy to follow system, using inexpensive ingredients, because that was we used glue and just craft paint in that course. And it was a fun course to make. And I think it's a good course. I've gotten a lot of really great comments on that course. So I was like, yes, this is good. So I started working on another course. And that course, I was going to make it a big course. And I was going to do all the techniques that I really loved. And, using the Floetrol and using my paint mixing system. And it was going to be like a signature course. So like a big one, lots of things in that course. And so I started working on it, and I was recording videos, and it was going good. But then a couple things happened, and I started getting some other ideas, some different thoughts. And the first thing that happened was I couldn't put everything I wanted to put in that course. I couldn't do every technique I wanted. It would just be way too much, like way too overwhelming for me to make it, but also overwhelming for anyone going through it. Just like way too much stuff. So I was like, well, that's kind of, so I was like, well, I was a little apprehensive about that. And then the second thing that I was thinking about while I was recording some videos for this thing was, if I get this course done and launch it, that's it. That's the course, and it's kind of in its own little thing. But paint pouring is always evolving and changing. And like I'm always experimenting, and new things are always coming up. New products, new techniques are always emerging all the time. And so it's like, well, if I have this course, it'd be great and full of like tons of information, but I was worried that it might be outdated very quickly. So, and that's a lot of work to put into something that's like, outdated in 6 months or something like that. So that bothered me. And then the third thing that happened was I started doing these live videos, with you. And I got to tell you, I was kind of like terrified to do it, being live on camera. Like it was hard enough for me to be behind the camera and just filming when no one was there. But like, oh my God, I'm live in front of you. That kind of like totally freaked me out. And so I avoided it for a long time. But then I just stuck it up and I started it, and I did my first one, and it actually went pretty good, as far as I was concerned. It was probably terrible. I haven't even watched it. I'm afraid to, but it went okay. And then I did another one. And the more I did them, like I really started to enjoy them. And I enjoy, talking to you in person. Well, kind of in person. But I love the interaction and I love the comments and the questions, especially. But the thing that's the best is there's immediate information that I can give to you. So if you ask a question, I can immediately answer the question. And I think that's so helpful. So, and you just can't do that with a great big course. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to stop working on the course. And that's what I did. I stopped building the big giant course and I started thinking about something else. And that something else is what I want to talk to you about tonight. And so I've got some notes here, so I'm just going to kind of glance at them. If you see me glancing, it's my notes. But let me just check. Can everyone hear me okay? Did I see someone? Oh, no, okay. Hey, Barbara. I just thought I saw someone couldn't hear me. Oh, thank you guys. Well, I'm loving the comments and the support. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate that. So anyway, let me continue. So I created something new and I gave it a name and I named it the Pouring Studio. And and I got to tell you, like right off the bat, this is not a finished project or a finished thing. It's in the works and there are parts completed or parts, in the works and that are finished kind of, but it's largely in progress. But what it is a membership and a community kind of wrapped up in one for paint pouring. So like the gist of it is it's a paint pouring membership for mastering the art of paint pouring. So I think something like that. That's kind of the gist of it. But it's a monthly, membership. So we can be together and live all the time. And when things that are new come out, we can, immediately talk about them and do things in the membership. So, and I really like this. And then also it's got a community feature, which I think is very important because, we can kind of talk to each other, get to know each other, support each other. I created the Facebook group, the Acrylic Pouring Club Facebook group. And for such a long time, it was tiny and it was only 14 members. And those 14 members were students I had that have taken my in-person classes. But it's because I didn't do anything to grow the membership, the Facebook page or the Facebook group, I'm sorry. But then I started to kind of post some things in there and share it, and I shared it with you. And now I can't believe how fast it's grown. And it's such a cool group because everyone is sharing their art and supporting each other and commenting and giving advice. And I'm in a lot of other paint pouring groups as well as some other groups. And there's a lot of negativity in some of those groups. I'm not sure if you've seen that, but I don't seem to see that at all in our group, which I really love. And this group, the community membership group, would be even a tighter knit group. And I think that would be really awesome. So what I'm really doing here with my big idea is I want to invite you to join my brand new Pouring Studio membership / community. And so I'm going to talk to you about that tonight and maybe show you a couple things and tell you my plans for it and how you could maybe help me with it. So, but anyway, so the big idea is, the whole reason for a membership or a course is to make progress and gain knowledge and learn things, and get better at things. And, with paint pouring, I mean, there's so many things to learn. There's so many techniques. There are so many pouring formulas, and there's so many, there's so much confusion also. So there's so much to learn. But with like any art form, there's no just like 1, 2, 3 and you're done. It's like an ongoing process. It's a journey. So, any kind of art, progression is a journey, and the journey never really stops. If you're, a real artist, you're always learning and progressing and going through different stages. But how do we start that journey? And I thought about this a long time, figuring out like, well, how could I put all this together? And so it is a journey, but each journey has like, there are stages you go through. So I had to define what these stages were. And so what I did is I created a tool, and I have it right here. I called this tool the Acrylic Pouring Success Path. So it's like this colorful little path, but this is the Pouring Studio Acrylic Pouring Success Path. I'll bring it up and we can look at it in a little more detail. But it progresses you through 5 stages, and each stage, like that's all you really have to worry about is learning everything you need to know at the specific stage you're in, and then you can progress to the next stage. In paint pouring and most art forms, like there's so much stuff, and it's like, oh my God, I got to learn it all immediately. Like I need to know how to do every single thing all at once, and it's overwhelming and confusing. And if you had just had a nice path and could focus on just a few things, where we're at in the journey, it's so much easier. So that's why I created the success path. And like at stage 1, I've named all the stages. Stage 1 is called preparing to pour. And that stage is really for people that have never tried pouring at all, but they're really excited to get started. So in that stage, it's kind of an easier stage. There's all you really need to do is gather your supplies, learn about the supplies, learn about your surfaces, things like that. You're really getting prepared to, begin your pouring journey in a sense. And then all the way up in stage 5, that's the last stage, that's called pouring pro. And at that stage, you're really working on, learning and mastering the most advanced techniques. You're maybe working with, professional supplies and paints. You're kind of developing your own pouring style and techniques. So you're at a completely different stage than, stage 1. At stage 5, you might be thinking about, creating a website or selling your work, or, maybe even really going pro, and becoming a professional artist. So that's a completely different stage. And the things that you have to focus on in stage 5 are totally different than in stage 1. So that's why I created this success path. And we'll look at the other stages in a little bit, briefly. But most people are kind of in between those 2 extremes. Some people are starting at stage 1, but most everyone else is somewhere in between. But it all depends on where you are. So but the success path can kind of help you, determine where you are on the success path, and that kind of helps you just narrow down to what you need to work on right away and right now to kind of progress your skills, progress your your learning, and move forward with your artwork. So I made the success path, and the success path is also, it's built on milestones and action items. So there are action items that you take to reach milestones. And once you reach those kind of bigger milestones, those are kind of like the big rocks. Then once those are completed, you kind of move on to the next stage of progression. And the other thing I've incorporated into this success path are small groups of techniques, like the pouring techniques. So I've broken them down into like stage 2 techniques up to through stage 5 techniques. And the ones I have listed are only kind of the big ones. There's still many more that will be added in. So even the success path is kind of in the process of being worked, and it'll get tweaked a little bit here and there. So even that's not like a total finalized thing. But I think it's going to be a great tool to help propel you through your paint pouring journey, gaining your skills, perfecting your technique, and just getting better at being an artist. So, but how do we learn all these, all of these action items and milestones? Well, how do we learn all that stuff? And that's really where the monthly content for the membership comes in. So every month we'll be going through different types of content, which will help to complete these action items, which means we'll reach these milestones and then progress on. So, and that's where I really wanted to talk and bring this to you, because, even though I have all this stuff planned out and I've got certain pieces in place, I can't do it all myself because it's really not for me, it's really for you. And so you'll play like a vital role in helping like shape the membership and kind of the content in the membership and kind of how we progress. And so that's why I kind of wanted to invite you to become a founding member of the Pouring Studio. And so let's talk about, like what is the monthly content that we'll be doing, that we'll be creating together. Well, every month, I think we'll focus on one technique and kind of do a deep dive in that specific technique. And some months those will be, a little simpler techniques, and then some months will be maybe more advanced techniques. So we'll kind of mix. There'll be a mix of different ones in there. We won't start with like the very basics and then kind of work our way up, because everyone's going to have a little different, be at a little different stage, So we want to kind of mix in a lot of different things. Plus, people at more advanced stages it's always good to go and revisit the fundamentals, because now you're revisiting those fundamentals with a much higher level of skill. And so those fundamentals can, really take on a whole new life for you. So we'll focus on one technique a month. And with that technique, we'll also have a color theme, which I'm going to come up with. And the color theme is kind of a broad color theme. And I'll tell you kind of what I'm thinking about that in a second. But so I'll put together a video kind of demonstrating the technique that we're going to work on. I'll go over any kind of supplies we need or special materials. I'll show you what we're going to do. So you can kind of gather those things while we work on this technique. There's going to be a live painting night or day, depending on kind of what you want. I have a questionnaire actually that you can fill out, and that'll determine kind of when we go live with these things and what times. So you can kind of vote on what time would work best for you. But the live painting night will be live just like now, and I'll be doing demos and answering questions. And even I thought it would be amazing if you would paint along while I'm painting, and then we could share the paintings like in our little community or on our Facebook community. So that would be a really fun, interactive painting night. There's also going to be something I'm calling a studio chat. And a studio chat is going to be a wide range of different topics. And some of them would be things on color theory, lessons on color theory or more advanced color theory, composition, elements of design, things like finishing our paintings, a lot of different kind of where, these other types of things that don't quite fit in, but they all will tie into the success path. So the studio chat will be a lot of different things, depending on kind of the technique of the month. If there's something specific we need to kind of focus on with that. Also product demonstrations or how to do certain things with certain products. Resin, of course, is a big one. Do a deep dive into how to use resin effectively and things like that. So a lot of different things will be covered in the studio chats. And then another one is a Q&A, of course. I know you're going to have questions and run into problems. So my biggest job is to be there to help answer your questions and help solve your problems. So a Q&A is a vital thing. And with the Q&A, you could submit your questions ahead of time. These will be scheduled, of course. And if it's a complicated question, it would give me time to prepare the answer to that question. Maybe I even have to do a quick demo to answer that question. So if you submitted your questions ahead of time, it would give me a chance to put things together so I can give you the best answer, the best help possible. But of course, you could also ask questions while we're live on the Q&A. So that's another vital part of our monthly content. And then another thing I thought would be really fun would be an art show. So every month you could submit a painting that you've done in the technique of the month with that color theme, and maybe win some prizes. I thought, hey, if it's an art show, there got to be prizes. So you could submit some paintings, win some prizes maybe. I'd randomly draw the winners, so you don't have to worry about submitting a masterpiece or anything like that. Just it's really kind of a gentle, fun way of help, kind of suggesting and getting you to paint. Just create more paintings that you could submit, and then we can all share them together. We could all look at each other's work and be supportive and things like that. So I love that idea of a little art show every month. And so those are kind of the big chunks of like the monthly content in the membership. But there are also some parts that are already done and in the membership. And I'll talk about those a little bit. So and I just saw this. Are we going to have homework? If you want to, yeah. I mean, the homework really is the success path, and like completing your action items, and progressing through your milestones, and of course practicing your painting. That's kind of the big homework. But my goal for this whole thing is to help you get better at paint pouring and to have as much fun as possible are the two big goals. So that's what it's all about, really. So, and you can be like serious. If you're like super serious and you want to really get super good and be a professional artist, then this would be for you. If you want to if you just love doing this, like the community, and it's just a fun hobby, this is for you too. Whatever your goals, your personal goals are with your paint pouring, this would help achieve them, I believe. And of course, you'll have a say in what we're doing, and the content. These are my initial thoughts about the monthly content. That might change, down the road as we progress. Because the other goal I have is to give you more of what you want and give you less of what you don't want. So it's all really about you and making content and things that are going to help you, make you happy, and basically just make you a better painter. So that's the big goal, the big overall goal. So, but the content that's already in the membership, most of stage 1 is in there, and those things are all pre-recorded videos that I've done. They're fairly straightforward, but they're things on which paints I use and recommend, what kind of pouring mediums you might want to use, all the kind of the basics, That's what stage 1 is really all about, is the basics. The pouring surfaces, what else is in there? All the other supplies I use, and then a couple other videos that are like the how to strain Floetrol, which is really important, is in there. My little freezer paper surface hack is in there, and then a bunch of downloads are in there. So the cheat sheets, I put together several paint mixing formulas that are super handy. Those are all in there. The pouring journal is in there. Things like that. Those are all in there, ready to go right now. And then in stage 2, that's kind of maybe halfway done. But the most important thing in there is my paint mixing system. And so that is all pre-recorded, but that is, in my opinion, probably the most important part of my pouring process is my paint mixing system. I've never shared it with anybody outside of if you've taken a class with me live, but I've never explained it as thoroughly as I have in these videos. So there's quite a few videos there because there's a lot of demonstrations. There's a lot of examples, and it's basically a 3-step system. It's pretty easy, but it's really designed to help you mix your paint very consistently every single time and very efficiently. So it's very fast. And I use this system every single time I mix paints. It's probably one of the biggest reasons why my results are consistently good, is because of this mixing system that I developed kind of way back when I started painting. It was a hassle, and the system is designed to be quick and easy, and you don't really have to think about it. So and I love it because I don't have to think about it. So that's in there, and it's very customizable too. So no matter where you are in the world, there's no specific thing you need. The system will work for you, and I love it. So it's one of my biggest, most important parts of my paint pouring. So those things are all ready to go in the membership already. And but let me tell you about the community a little bit. I was initially just going to have a Facebook group, like a private Facebook group, kind of like our acrylic pouring club, but only for members of the membership could get access to this small group. But I will still probably make this group just because for live streaming and things, it'll be very helpful. Plus, some people are on Facebook all the time, and it's more convenient for them. But there's also a community in my website, and I use a platform called Podia to host my site and all my content. And I love this. I love Podia. It's very easy to use. It's nice and simple. And they just rolled out a feature called a community feature. And before that, they had a membership feature, but this is brand new. They launched it on Tuesday of this week. So I learned how to use it and customize it all on Tuesday and Wednesday. So, but it's very cool because it's kind of like Facebook in a way. All the members, every member has their own little profile. So you can have a picture of yourself if you want. You could customize your name. You could add a little bio. So you could maybe share about your paint pouring history or other hobbies you like or whatever you feel comfortable with. You can even add social media accounts in there, which is pretty awesome. So it's a cool way that we could all kind of get to know each other a little bit better. So all the members can kind of see each other. You can't like message each other yet or anything like that, but you can create posts in the membership. So that would be the perfect way to share your painting of the month, maybe for the contest. And you can write a description. You could share your pictures. You can comment on other posts. So it's a very cool way of kind of getting to know. You can also comment on my posts in the all the posts I create. All the monthly content will be in there. So it's a very cool feature, and I really like it. And then there is the success path. This is in there as well. And I have sections for each stage of the success path, and there are videos in each stage. So you can just kind of go through those, depending on the stage you're at, and then just kind of watch them in order. And so new things will always be added to the membership as we progress. So right now there's not a ton in there, but there are the few things that I did mention, the paint pouring system and all of stage one basically, but everything else we'll be creating it together, which I think will be really cool. So if this excites you, or if this is something that you think you'd really like to be a part of, then I really hope you will consider joining the pouring studio. And so if I was to like complete that big monster course, the big signature course, well, that would have been, a lot of work, but it would have been like hundreds of dollars for that course. But the studio is nothing like that because it's a totally different type of a thing, because we'll be working together, creating things together on an ongoing basis. And so once we get rolling and start creating some content, in a couple, I'm going to close the founding member launch that we're in right now. I'm going to close this Wednesday, next Wednesday, October 6th. But then we're going to start creating content and doing things and, interacting in the membership. But in a couple months, down the road, I'm going to reopen it again, launch it again to maybe a broader audience. And at that point, at that stage, I'm probably going to launch it in the range of, $25 to $35 a month. And even at that price, that's like really a no-brainer price for all of the progress you'll be able to make, through the success path and through all the content that is in there now, but plus all this new content that we'll be adding. But if you join me as a founding member, I will, offer you a much better price because I'm going to be kind of relying on you to help me, create this content and kind of steer the membership to make it as good as it could possibly be. So the founding member price will be $19 a month. And the best part is, as long as you're a member, that price is locked in. It's never going to increase or change. So, and no matter how long or how far we go in the future, you'll always be locked into that price, as long as you stay a member. So I'm checking my notes. Also, I forgot this. Check my notes. If you wanted to, there is a yearly option. So you could pay $190 a year, which is a recurring yearly fee, but you'd get 2 months for free then. So that's just an option if it interests you though. But so this is, again, this is not a completed project. It's in the works, but as a founding member, you'll be able to help me make this the best, most awesome acrylic paint pouring membership there is. And again, it's all to help you progress and get better at paint pouring, and teach you the techniques you want to learn, teach you more about color theory, teach you more about composition, all of the different things that kind of I put in and go into my paint pouring and artwork. So, so I'd like to maybe show you the membership, if that'd be okay. I'm just going to check in. I haven't looked at the screen or the questions. I'm going to check in and see if there are any questions that I could answer at the moment. Whoa, I got a lot. So I'm gonna back up here a little bit. Okay, let's see. I'm searching for questions. Okay, I'm coming down. Sorry, it's a lot of comments. You guys are super active. I love it. Okay. Okay, I don't see any questions at the moment. Oh, here's a question. Okay, maybe it's a question. Okay, Electra says, I don't have a good place with, oh, okay. We're talking about resin, okay. Yeah, resin is, yeah, that's a complicated topic. Okay, so I don't see any questions at the moment. There's still so many comments. Oh my gosh. Okay, I don't see any questions yet, but why don't we go over to maybe check out the site if you want to take a look at it and what I have so far. So I'm going to share my screen, and let's see. And here we go. So this is the sign-up page for the Pouring Studio. And let me do this quickly. Let me go back here. And if you're interested in going and checking this out, you can find it here. And also, I will put it in the chat. So you can go check it out if you want to, and you'll come to a page like this, and this is just where is my thingy here? I can't see my mouse, but it's a quick page that I put together. So it's not super detailed, but I can't see my mouse over there. Anyway, let me see if I can show you inside the membership actually. Before we do that though, let me hide this. Sorry about that. I didn't do what I wanted it to do. Let's see. Here is I can show you this. So this is a look at the success path, the acrylic pouring success path. And you can see there are 5 stages. And there's the attributes on the left-hand side. Those are kind of talking about a person in this particular stage, kind of what they're going through, what they're feeling, their experience. So stage 1 is preparing to pour. Stage 2 is pouring apprentice. And at that stage, you really, that's when you're going to learn like the mixing system and kind of the core pouring techniques. Stage 3 is titled pouring ace. And now you're a little more advanced. You're going to maybe work on your color theory and composition a little bit more and get into more of the intermediate techniques. Stage 4 is pouring artist. And at this stage, you're kind of you're kind of through the basic and intermediate, getting into a little more advanced techniques, different kinds of pour mixing formulas. You're kind of learning more about color and more about composition and things like that. And then pouring pro, stage 5, you're working on kind of the most advanced stuff, which in our case would be the bloom. That's pretty much the most advanced. The bloom, modified blooms, pearl pours, maybe combination pours where you're combining multiple different techniques together. And then you're working on your own kind of signature or your own style of creating paint pours. So that's kind of a brief, I'll scroll down a little bit, but there are some of the milestones and then some of the action items and then some of the technique levels. And this isn't a comprehensive list. It can only fit so much on that one page. So, but along with each stage, I'm going to have like a roadmap. So it'll have a little more detail about each particular stage that you can download in the success path. So that is a bit about the success path. Let me stop that now. And let me try to take you inside the membership a little bit. All right, let me do this again. That's not what I wanted. Shoot. Maybe I can do this. No, I can't. Let me try it one more time. Is this it? Here we go. So there we are. We're in the pouring studio. So this is the actual membership. And I can't get my mouse in there. So, but you can see right up here that at the top, it's the pouring studio. Then I have this kind of little welcome section. And there's a little membership site tour. There is like the founding member questionnaire, which is very quick, but it will really help me, like, kind of make this the best membership for you. So those are important questions. Over on this side, I have like the start here, which is the kind of the welcome videos. And then these are each of the monthly pieces of content we'd be creating each week and in the weeks and months ahead. And then there are some more. So these are kind of, you open these up and like technique of the month, that would be our monthly technique and also our, color theme. And if we go up here to products, And right here, this is important. This is the acrylic pouring success path. And if we open this up, this is, I'm going to go up to the top here and click on this. This is going to take me to an overview of the entire success path. So I have some welcome videos, and then here's the preparing to pour stage. And these are all of the videos in that section right now, and then downloads. And then stage 2, pouring apprentice. This is the mixing system. So it's the mixing system, and I have examples, and then how to mix certain paints and exactly how to mix them, so you can compare the mixing consistency to your paints. So it's a pretty involved set of videos, but that is the success path so far. Over here, you can get to the same things from the side. And so that is kind of an overview of a quick look at the success path. So let me close that up. And so let me just see if you have any other questions. If you have any questions about what I shared, please let me know. I would love to answer any questions for you if you have them. And Angela, thank you. That's awesome. Angela is sold. That is awesome. Thank you, Angela. I appreciate that. And thanks, Jerry. I appreciate your comments. And then Barbara asked if if I build frames. I have built frames in the past. If you really want to, I can show you how. I don't love to build them. They're kind of more trouble than they're worth, but we could talk about framing, of course, if you want to. And Diane asked, that's a lot. Can you miss a month? Well, you can miss a month if you want to, but once I close the doors for the founding members, I'm going to close those on Wednesday, next Wednesday, October 6th at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. The doors will be closed, and then we're going to start creating content and, gaining progress and doing a bunch of things in there. And it's going to be a lot of fun. But if you could stay for a month and then you could cancel anytime. It's very easy. You can do it yourself, just clicking a button in the membership. But then you won't be able to join again until I reopen again, and you won't be able to join again at the founding price. So in order to keep the founding price, you have to stay a member or continue to stay a member in good standing. I hope that answers your question. And so thanks, Carla. I appreciate that. Karen, awesome. Thank you, Karen. You're awesome. And then Facebook user asks, there is a lot of information you're giving. Are you going to provide a dot summary? Oh, absolutely. Okay, so don't be worried at all about missing anything. All of these things will be there for you whenever you need them. And it depends on the stage you're at. And remember, everyone's at a different stage. And like new people joining might be at an earlier stage. As you progress, new people are going to come in and they'll be at an earlier stage than you. So everyone is going to be at different stages together. We're not going to be going through this course like all at once, like all together, like we're all at the same stage. It's designed to take it at your own pace as you need it. And it's always going to be there for whenever you get to that point. So let's say, for an example, let's say in month 3 or something, we do a more advanced technique, and you're in stage 2 or still doing more of the basic techniques. Well, you don't have to, I would encourage you to try the advanced technique and, see how it goes. it's always good to kind of push yourself to try new things. And you might find, wow, I'm pretty good at that. So I always encourage you to follow along and do what we're doing every month. But you can always go back and review older material. So, and again, everything is going to always be recorded. And like when I do the live videos, I'm actually recording them through my cameras. And so I'll be editing them and then putting them in the membership. So it's a much higher quality video than like the live streams. So I'm going to try to make it as high quality as I possibly can, because sometimes the live streams get a little funny and blurry. So I'm going to, take my raw footage and then edit it and then put it in there. So we'll have high quality video. I might not do that with the Q&As unless I'm doing demos and things, but we'll see. It'll be a case by case. So I'll always have the highest quality video I possibly can. And then you'll also get, for each stage, like I mentioned, a roadmap. So it's kind of a breakdown of that stage. The overall success path, it's kind of a lot of stuff crammed in that little page, but it will be a much narrower, smaller focused set of things to work on in each stage on the stage roadmap. So hopefully that makes sense, but don't feel worried about that you're going to miss anything or frightened, because it'll always be there for you when you're ready for it. So I hope that helps and eases your fear a little bit. So anyone else? Let's see. Just like went crazy on me, the comments. Paige asks, no idea how to submit a live question. I'm technically challenged. Well, you just had a question there. That's pretty good. But I will walk you through, when we get to that stage of having our Q&As, there'll be instructions on how to submit questions. It's very easy. You just send me an email. Michelle, awesome. Thank you so much, Michelle. That's fantastic. I'm so excited. And Ellis asks, this is a great question. Do you have to belong to Facebook? No, you don't. You can just be part of the Pouring Studio community if you want to be. And even with that, you don't have to share, if you don't feel uncomfortable sharing your name, you can always put in an alias type of name if you want to. You don't have to put your picture in there. I don't want you sharing anything you don't feel comfortable with. And I know a lot of people don't like Facebook. I'm not a huge fan of Facebook either. I'm pretty much only on there for paint pouring stuff. But in order to watch the live videos, you can always watch them through YouTube. I'm going to have a private YouTube link that I'll share before we go live and do the Q&As and then the live painting nights and things like that. So you can always join us through the YouTube links. So so it's either Facebook lives or YouTube lives. So the choice is yours. So I hope that helps. But you don't have to be a part of Facebook at all if you don't want to be. And that's a good question. Okay. Grace. Grace asks where she can find the price. I'll put the link in the chat. And as soon as let me head back there. Just 1 second. Oops, I lost my thing. Oops, sorry, gotta log out. Okay, here we go. Nope, that's not one. Here we go. Sorry, it's taking me a minute. Okay, I'm going to paste it in there. But the price, the founding member price is $19 a month. and or you could pay yearly if you feel like that. It's $190 a month, and you get 2 months free. And so then it renews every month or every year, depending on which plan you join. And oh, thanks for putting that in the comments, Annette. I appreciate that. Okay, questions. I'm scrolling back up to find more questions. Diane asks, so we can go back and study if we missed anything. Oh, yes. And so everything's going to be recorded and put in the membership. And so you don't have to be there live, because I know that not everyone is going to always be able to be there live. So that's, it's nice, it's fun, but it's not a requirement. Everything will be recorded and put in the membership. It might take me a day to like edit the videos and put them in there, but they will be in there. So, and then you can always go back and rewatch, techniques or demos again and again. Whatever, helps you make progress. So yes, you don't have to be there live, and there's always a way to watch the content again and again. Oh, thanks, Electra. This is awesome. Yes, absolutely perfect for a newbie. Absolutely. For a newbie and even more advanced people, I think it'd be, great for you. And it really depends, like what we're going to be doing month in and month out, from the starting months progressing through. It depends on who's joining and kind of their level of skill. So the questionnaire is going to come in handy for that, because it kind of will gauge your where you fall on the success path just by these are all like multiple choice questions. And then I'll be able to see, should we just start with more basic techniques, or should we mix in some more advanced techniques? So it's really going to be customizable and depend on who joins, that, kind of the schedule of events to come. So thanks, Gail. That's awesome. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate that. Thanks, Julia. Julia's in. Yes, thank you, Julia. And then Karen asks, and this is again, yes, I know some of you might be in other parts of the world. So yes, you can always watch after they don't have to be there live. You can watch the recorded videos. They'll all be in the membership. And yeah, and so, yeah, absolutely. I know, it's going to be difficult to be at these live things. Some of these will be pre-recorded, and some of them will be live, but there'll be a combination of both. But everything will be recorded and safely tucked away in the membership for you. So, okay. Any other questions? That's a great question, Karen. Thanks for that one. Oh, Electra said, oh, thank you, Electra. None of the other pouring groups she's in offers this. Thank you very much. Yeah, I think it's relatively new. I haven't seen anything else quite like this out there. There are other courses out there, but I don't think there's anything quite like what we're going to be building. Donna says, it's not letting me sign in or change my password. I'm not sure, Donna. Maybe if you try like hitting the forgot password, that might help you. Like maybe it's the wrong password, or if you ask for a new password, that might help you. But hopefully, if you run into problems, you can always email me. Let me throw that up there. If you have any questions or problems, you can always email me at brad@acrylicpouringacademy.com. So if you have like questions you don't want to put in the chat, or if you have like technical questions like that, please email me and I'll try to help you as best I can, as quickly as I can. Um, so Carol says, yeah, that's all you have to do is, um, yes. So if you can't make a particular video or a live session, I mean, you can always access via the video, the recordings. That's what I'm trying to say. The recordings in the studio, and also, so if you can't make it live to ask questions, yes, you can always submit them. So there'll be an email that you can submit your questions, and I'll answer those. I'll usually go through the submitted questions first before I go into the live questions of people that are there live. So yes, don't feel like you're going to be left out. If you submit the questions, those are the ones I'll be going through first. So that's the best way to do it. And then you can always go back and rewatch those live videos. Okay. Lee said, I said not 190 a month. No, I didn't. Hopefully I didn't. It's $19 a month. It's $190 for a year, but they both renew. So it would renew monthly or it would renew yearly. Thanks for pointing that out, Lee. Sorry, everyone, if that was confusing. It's not $190 a month. Angela, that's awesome. She's a founding member. She's in there. Oh, you're awesome, Angela. Thank you. And Chez asks, how long would the course take? It's not really a course. So it's an ongoing membership. So it depends on how long you want to go and how much you really want to learn. If you have very specific goals, you might reach them and you might not, need the membership anymore. I would, hope you would find value in it still, but it's just going to be continuing to go on. Just as, I'm a paint pourer for life pretty much. So I'm going to continue to go on. So as I'm learning new things, I'll be teaching you new things. And as you want to learn new things, I'll be happy to teach you new things. So it's an ongoing community, ongoing membership. Karen's got it. Thanks, Karen. Appreciate that. Cool. Any other? I'm just checking for more questions. And thanks for all the wonderful comments, everyone. I really appreciate this. I really appreciate all the support. That really touches my heart. And so Judith asks, when's it starting? Well, it's starting right now. There's a lot of stuff in there you can dig your teeth into. But we'll be starting right after I close the doors next Wednesday. So it's closing when the founding member launch is closing, and then we're going to get started. And I think I haven't decided on the first technique we're going to work on. I kind of want to see what the founding members are putting in their questionnaire, but I have decided on a color theme. So this is a good time to talk about that. So when I talk about a color theme, it's not like not a specific color palette, like I'm going to use these 3 colors in this painting. It's a broader definition. So the color theme I'm thinking for October is like a fall, like Halloween-y color theme. I thought that would be really fun. So they might be kind of seasonal, maybe, not always. But I'm thinking of doing a kind of a fall color theme for October for the first month. So what would that mean? That would mean I'll be working with like some oranges and browns and golds perhaps. And I'll give you some examples of different like actual color schemes that I will use for my painting demos. So you could follow along with those. Or you could change it up if you wanted to. And so I want to make the color theme kind of a broader thing. And so we can kind of talk about color more. I know for me personally, I get locked into like specific colors a lot. And it's kind of hard for me to break out of that and like explore other color families. I mean, I'm always doing blues and purples and, If you've seen my paintings, they're all blues and purples. I do that a lot. So it takes a lot for me to kind of break out of that and go do other color, work with other colors. So that's my goal with the color theme, is to kind of just expand your color knowledge and get you to work with a variety of other colors. And also me as well, I'll be working with a variety of other colors that, some I might not be as comfortable with. But that's all part of the learning process. So, but that's just another option. You don't have to follow the absolute, like right down to the exact colors I'm using for the demos. If your interpretation, of a color theme, like the color theme of, Halloween or fall, is a little different than mine, don't worry about it. Go with it. Halloween brings in all kinds of amazing ideas for color themes. So that's kind of my goal with like the color theme, to have basically just to broaden our knowledge and work with a variety of different colors. I hope that helps, because I'm excited about that. So, but that will all start next week, to answer Judith's question. So let's see. Lee asked, do we join after I go off the air? You could join now if you wanted to. You could join after I'm done or go off the air. You could join tomorrow, whatever you like. As long as if you want to get the founding member price, I would join before next Wednesday. I would do that for sure. But anytime between now and Wednesday, you can join. And you'll be locked in at that $19 a month. Okay. So thanks, Tamara. I appreciate that. She likes the paintings. This is point this out quick. This is the flip cup I did the other night. I talked about that in, I think, our Monday live, or I can't remember when it was. It was the Monday live, because I did that night. So, and it turned out amazing. I'm really happy with that one. And can you send us the link? Absolutely. Let me get the link. And I'll put the link in the chat. There you go. It's coming. It's coming. There it is. It's coming. Okay. So it should show up in a second. Okay, what about Messenger? I think you're talking about being able to message each other. That capability isn't currently available in the community, in the Pouring Studio community. You can comment on other people's posts, but if you feel like you might want to share, email addresses or something, you could always do that. But if you really want to message people, you always have the Facebook private group. We could work on that. So if you wanted to like message me, we could do that. I'll be in there. But we can't message each other in the actual membership community, at least not yet. Donna, thank you. Awesome. I'm so glad that worked out for you. Thank you so much, Donna. I can't wait to have you in there. That's going to be fantastic. Oh, thank you so much. Nancy is in. Thank you, Nancy. I'm excited. This is going to be so awesome. See, Joe Bo asked covertly. Oh, I see. Jobo is off to bed. Good night, Jobo. Thanks for joining us. Okay, I'm just checking other questions. Bear with me. Deborah, thank you. I'm so excited. I'm excited about this too. I'm super excited. Thanks, Deborah. Oh, thanks, Gail. You're awesome. Thank you, Gail. Gail is a fantastic artist. She is wonderful. If you don't know her, she's an amazing painter. What's the link? Did the link show up in the chat? I just posted it. Let's see. So Angela, it is Angela joined. Awesome. We're starting on next week. So probably Thursday is when we get going. So a week from today. Hey, Navala. Are you having trouble with the site? Well, thanks for joining. That's awesome. Let me know if you're having any problems. Let me know. I'm not sure what the problems would be. It's a pretty simple site to navigate, but let me know if there's an issue. Well, Chris asks, are you using PayPal or Apple Pay? For the color theme, you can use, I'll talk about PayPal in a second, but the color theme, you could use any kind of colors that are close. You do not have to stick to my colors. I'm just going to give you suggestions and like tell you the colors I'll be using. So if you want to follow along with those, please feel free, but do not think you have to use those. No, this is going to be there's no like hard and fast rules, well, maybe a couple, but those are very technical, but like color things, that kind of stuff. No, feel free to use whatever you would like. Oh, sorry. I don't use PayPal. To join, we're using Stripe is the payment provider. The reason I don't use PayPal is because Podia and PayPal, it's very complicated to have PayPal work as a subscription site. So, and it's can be a lot of issues with PayPal. So we're using Stripe, which is a very well-known, very secure payment processor. And so they'll take any credit card or debit card that you might have. So Lee says, he's not understanding how to pay. Well, it should be, let me take a quick look over there. Let me see if I can share my screen and see if we can figure this out. I don't know if I'll be able to do that. Share my screen. Chrome. Let's go to, okay. So I'm on the screen. Hopefully you can see me. And I'm going to click Join Now right here. And here we have the founding member price. It's $19 a month. It's already clicked. If you wanted to do the annual one, you could click the annual, and then it changes to the $190 a month. But let's go back to the monthly. So I'm on the monthly. I'm going to click on the continue. And then now I need to enter an email address. Let me enter this one. This is my email. I'll accept the terms. I'll hit continue. And then here is the credit card. So if you enter your credit card info, credit or debit, and then it has the month and the year and the CVC. And then if you enter that and you just click pay $19 a month, it should take you right into the confirmation page and you'll have joined. So let's see, let me go back. Does that make sense? Did everyone catch that? I hope so. Let's see. Okay, well, we got the, see, I'm just checking to see if there's any other problems with the login in. Well, Unique Pay gave me a super sticker. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thanks, Nancy. You're awesome. Where's the question? John says, where is the questionnaire? That is in the members section. If you click the welcome tab, I'll maybe show you that in a second. Donna, just checking to see if there's any other technical problems. Karen enrolled. Awesome, Karen. Thank you so much. You're awesome. And Chris asks, what about WhatsApp? I'm afraid the only way I can take payments for the membership is with either a debit card or a credit card using the Stripe. So at this stage, at this point, that's the only way I can take payment, unfortunately. So bye, Tamara. Tamara has to go. Goodbye. I know it's getting probably late where you are over on the East Coast. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate that, Facebook user. You're awesome. Thank you so much. Tammy, thank you. Awesome. Tammy is going to join. You're awesome, Tammy. I hope Lee has figured that out. I hope if you have any other questions like about problems getting in there, getting or paying or joining, please let me know. Bye, Karen. She's going to leave. Thank you, Karen. I'll see you in the membership. Awesome. Cool. Oh, Carla is okay. Maybe it's like an iPad issue. I'm sorry about that. But thanks so much, Carla. Appreciate it. Yeah, you can join. You don't have to join right tonight. You can join just before next Wednesday. So you have a week basically to join and get the founding member price. Jobo. Radar from MASH. I remember that show, actually. And you know what? I kind of do look like Radar, except I don't wear the knit cap. So, sorry. That's so funny. You guys crack me up. Michelle, thank you. Awesome. Michelle is in. That is fantastic. Oh, okay. This Facebook user says the link isn't opening. Let me try the link again. Let me throw another link in the, oops, just a second. Let me stop this. Stop sharing this page. Sorry, it's me again, all big. So let me go back to the pouring studio. And I'm gonna try to put this back in here and share that. So hopefully that that link will be working. And let me do this too. Let me take my email off and I'll put this back up. If the link doesn't work, you could always just go to acrylicpouringacademy.com/studio. It's a very easy address to get to. Yes, Sue, yes, is yeah, it's definitely $19 a month. It's not $90. So yeah, 190 is a yearly price. I know I might have misspoke before. Lee pointed that out. He points out a lot of my faux pas, which is fine with me. But yes, $19 a month. Oh, Annette is saying the phone is like kind of annoying. Oh, okay. Yeah, laptop might work better. Yeah, the phone can be kind of dicey. I don't know. It should work on the phone too, though. But yes, maybe a laptop might be the best bet. Thanks, Donna. I am so excited too, and I hope you can find the. Hope you found the questionnaire. It's in that Get Started section on the left. If you click that Start Here section, the questionnaire is like maybe 2 posts down in that post. Cool. Okay. So anyone else? Is there any other questions? And Shez asks, can you stop at any time? Yes, it's absolutely very simple to quit or to cancel your subscription. You can do it from right in the membership. I show you how in the membership walkthrough. There's a video where I kind of take you and show you around the membership. I show you kind of where everything's at, how to get to everything. And I also show you where to find the billing and how to cancel. It's like you click 2 buttons and you're canceled. So yeah, it's very easy. That's very important to me with any kind of membership. I hate it when you have to jump through hoops or send emails and do all that rigmarole. That really takes me off a whole lot. So, but it's very, very simple. But I show you how to do all that in the membership. And yeah, just 2 clicks and you're out if you want to. So, Novala, thank you. She's a member. Awesome. Novala is one of my my favorite people on YouTube. She's very supportive of me. I love her. So thanks so much, Novala. I appreciate that. It's going to be awesome. And let's see. And Carla's off. Good night, Carla. Thank you. And let's see. I'm just checking. I think I missed a question. Tammy's a founding member. Awesome, Tammy. Thank you so much. That is fantastic. Super excited. I mean, for a group, Chris is asking a question. Trying to find. Yeah, I'm not quite sure if you have a. I think I answered your question, Chris. I hope so. If I didn't, please ask it again. Let's see. Any other questions? Thank you, Sue. I appreciate that. Thanks, Annette. Thanks for joining and watching. You're awesome. Ellis, thank you. Oops, a lot of founding members. Awesome. Yes, Donna. We have lots of members. Yay. Lots of founding members. This is going to be so fun. So I am so excited. Oh, it was the WhatsApp. Okay. Okay. Thanks, Chris. Yeah, I hope that answered your question. Yeah. Only a credit card or debit card at this time. Yes, Michelle. Awesome. Yes, founding members. Isn't that fun and exciting? Awesome. I'm so happy that you're a founding member. Michelle is great. So, well, I don't have any other questions that I can see at this time. If you want to have any last minute questions or need help with anything, also, let me throw this up here again. In case you, maybe you have a question that you are not feeling comfortable putting in the chat, you could always email me. So if you just email me at brad@acrylicpointacademy.com, I'll get back to you as soon as I can, as soon as possible. And this is also in the membership too, if you want to email me, or maybe that isn't in there. There's emails in there, but I will be adding an email to submit your questions for the live Q&As. That's not in there quite yet, but that will be in there as well as a link to join the new Facebook group. That will be in there as well pretty soon. So Electra's jealous. Well, don't feel bad, Electra. There'll be plenty of time to join. So So we'll all get in there and start having fun painting and creating amazing artwork. And so thanks, Chris. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for joining or for watching. I will see you again soon. Okay, Jabo asks, well, I'm not a certified paint pouring analyst or consultant, so I can't officially say I can give you counseling, but I'll sure do my best. How about that? So you're funny, Jabo. Oh my God, Jobo, you're funny. That's hilarious. Okay. Well, I don't see any other questions at the moment, but I'm going to be here again tomorrow at my regular live time at 5 o'clock, and I'll maybe talk about the membership a little bit more. I might show you a few other things. I might do a little painting. Who knows? We'll see. If you have any other questions, though, I'll be happy to answer those tomorrow. And then kind of throughout the weekend and into next week, I'm going to be kind of popping in and with lives here and there, sending a few emails and just reminding you about the membership. So you'll be seeing a lot of me in the next few days. And then we'll get it in the membership and start really having some fun and doing some amazing, awesome things together. So if that's it, awesome, Electra, I can't wait to see you tomorrow. If that's it, I will say good night. Thank you so much for joining me and all of the wonderful comments and all of your support. I really appreciate it. I can't even express how appreciative I am to you. It really just makes me so grateful that you're all just a part of this wonderful little amazing thing we put together. So thank you so much for joining. Thank you. Even if you haven't joined the membership, thank you so much just for being on my lives and interacting and being appreciative and just, supporting me on. So I really appreciate that so very much. So I'm so grateful for all of you, all the new members. Thank you so much for joining. I'll be seeing you in the membership soon. And I will see you again tomorrow at 5. So take care. I will talk to you very soon. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.